Hello! If you clicked on this video, you probably are familiar with Thomas Frank, and you might know that he has a Skillshare course called Productivity Masterclass. That course has over 90,000 students, but I'm sure that there's many more than that who have thought about it, they've heard of it, and they've considered it, but they haven't signed up for it. So that's why I thought it was useful to create a review and put it out there. This, like my other review video, will be structured in a way that's what is the course, what does it cover, who is it for, and what did I think of it. So let's get straight into the first of the three parts. What is the course about? What does it cover? Well, as it says, it's about productivity, but productivity is a broad topic, and which parts of productivity does he touch on in this course of about 1 hour of video content? Well, it's all about creating a holistic productivity system, like a system that you have for getting yourself through the day in a way that's keeping track of your tasks, your calendar, your email, and those kind of things in a way that's more productive and that will save you time and keep you structured in your everyday life. What it doesn't cover is things like how to stop procrastination and how to be more productive in that way and how to free up more time doing those kind of things. But what you should be aware of is that he has a couple of YouTube videos about that. So if you're into and if you need some help with reducing procrastination, then that's something you should check out as well. I'll put some links in the description for that. So just to have your expectations in order before attending this course, know that that is what it covers. It covers how to create a productivity system for managing tasks and stuff you have to do. Right, so let's get into who is it for. And to answer that, honestly, it's basically for everyone. Everyone that has tasks they need to do and that has a calendar and that has emails that they get. So yeah, basically for everyone. The only exception would be if you're like a really systems-oriented person who's sat down and created a great productivity system for themselves that works amazingly and you don't really need any help with that, then maybe you don't really even need this course. But for everyone else, you can learn something from this course that you can implement in your everyday life and make it more productive. The main philosophy that Thomas has about this system is that it has to be easy to use for you and you have to trust it. That means that if these two things are in place, it's more likely that you will use it, it's more likely that it will lead you to a more productive life and that you will keep using it for a long time. And I think he does a really good job of matching and adhering to that philosophy when he creates the tasks and the things that you have to do to set up this system. So there are three main components. It's organizing your files, both physically and digitally. It's doing your calendar and your tasks, so that would be three. And then the fourth one is managing email. So those are like four main batches. And he also has a couple of extra videos at the beginning and at the end to just wrap it up as a whole and make it a bit more coherent. So that kind of system is what you are helped to discover and create for yourself once you follow this course. And for creative people who are not really systems oriented, it might be a bit difficult for you because he says it's pretty important to have all your tasks in this task management system, for instance, and it can be hard for people who aren't super organized to get everything in there. But it is important because if not, and you only put some tasks in there and some tasks you try to remember on your own and some tasks you have on the notes app on your phone and sometimes you have tasks a different place, then it all gets quite chaotic. And as it says in the course, it gets full of entropy. And if it's full of entropy, you're not going to use it for a long time because it will not just not work practically. So you'll have to try, and it can be difficult to put everything or basically everything inside that system once you have it in place. So personally, what I think is that within his framework of trusting the system and using these 3 or 4 main parts of it, I think you can adapt it to your personality. So that's what I've been doing. I've implemented quite a few of the things that he mentions in the course and it's been great and it works, but I also had a couple of things that I did before that I will keep doing, even though they're not fully 100% in line with everything that he says in the course. For instance, I usually write down like 3 daily goals every week. I write down a couple of goals per day, and that's something that he didn't really touch on, and that doesn't really fit in 100% with a couple of the task management system that he talked about, etc. But I think that it's possible to adapt things to how you are as a person. So if you're really systems oriented, you're going to be diving in and just putting everything you do into the system and the calendar. If you're a bit more creative, it might take a while to get used to it, but I think you'll find after a while that it helps you be more productive, so it's just a no-brainer. One thing that is interesting is that he has other Skillshare courses as well, and one of them is called Productivity for Creatives. So if you're one of those people who is not really super systems oriented and you might need some extra help, you should check out that course. I have not seen it yet, but I will take it just after filming this video maybe. So I will take that course, and if you want to review that as well, just let me know. One sort of concern related to the course that I saw in a comment on the course was that a person, they said that, okay, I usually have tasks that don't really have a set due date, and when I set a date for them that I tell myself I have to get it done by, I just ignore that date because I know it's not really a set deadline. And that's a bit of an issue that the course doesn't really fix. So that can be one thing to be aware of, and try to find out a way for yourself, outside of the scope of that course, how you can do those tasks more efficiently and how you can make yourself do them. One way I do that is that I have those 3 daily goals that I mentioned a few minutes ago, and what I do with them is that I usually do stuff on there, and I put stuff on there that doesn't necessarily have a set due date, but I will do them most likely on that day, since it's just 3 goals, and that doesn't get overwhelming even if there are things that I don't really feel like doing. So that's something you have to think about, and because it doesn't really get covered in the course. Other than that, I think the course does a really good job of delivering what it promises. It helps you create a productivity system that helps you manage your tasks, your files, your calendar, your email, in a way that helps you save time, be more efficient, and that's really all you can ask for. So it's good to be aware of what the course is and what it isn't. It's not all about productivity and everything that's related to productivity in the whole world. It's 1 hour of video content about creating a good system, but a system nonetheless about this. And it's not about how to avoid procrastination. It's not about some other things within the topic of productivity. But if you're aware of that, and if you want to create a system like this, or even if you don't necessarily want it, but you know that it would be good for you to be more productive, then I definitely can recommend this course. I also reviewed another Skillshare course on here, because this course is on Skillshare, and once you have it, you have access to all the courses on there. And if you want to check out my review of Nathaniel Drew's course on there, then you can check out my video about that as well. Other than that, I think I will leave you to it, and I hope you found this video useful. Let me know in the comments if you have taken this course yourself and what you thought of it, and I'll see you in the next one.